Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to a new playthrough on the channel. As it's a fairly open Saturday, since I don't have group game day today, we're going to debut a new game on the channel as we play the Cards of Cthulhu by DVG. We're trying to avoid getting the Ancient Ones summoned by going through an entire deck of cult cards, and the deck is about... seems like it's at least 100 cards thick. I wish I could see exactly how big it was through a component list, but I don't think there's anything we can worry about with that right now. The way we'll be doing that is we'll be attacking the boards for the different Ancient Ones using our dice. Our red die is our body die. These two are, the green dice are our health dice, and the white dice you see on the side of the tray here are our spirit dice that we use that we can potentially purchase over the course of the game. We can get up to 4 of those, but we need an item to get that 4th die, and we can only use 3 per attack. I'm going to space these out just a little bit. We bring the 4 Ancient Ones we've got here. I had my laser pointer earlier because I was using it during Mystical Munchies. In the upper left corner, we've got Arwasa, an ancient one I've never heard of. Then over here we've got Chognar Foggen, another ancient one that I've heard about but not encountered. I haven't played against that one in Arkham Horror 2nd Edition. And then of course we've got the 2 familiar ones in Yog-Sothoth and Cthulhu. We also need to be careful to not let any boards get more than 5 minions on there, because if they do, that cult would summon their Ancient One and we lose. But if we're able to empty the aforementioned cult deck without the world ending, we keep the Ancient One at bay and we'll win the game. Now, we're going to start to see a new little buddy on the channel. It's a new green version of Cthulhu, which I'm going to use as for this game he's going to debut as which board I'm attacking, because I want to make sure I can keep that straight. So, with that, I think we're all set up, so let's jump into this game. We'll start off by drawing our first 4 cult cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the 2 minions go over to... So we've got Lampefts. There's a dog loose in the woods. Sandor Silverman goes over to Cthulhu's board as a minion, and a cultist leader going up to Arwasa's board. Alright, then we've got an item and a potential minion that we could buy. We can buy the Elder Sign for 1 experience, and I should have gone through our character. I'll do that in a minute. Discard instead of suffering a sanity loss. Your path will be marked. Trust in the signs. Bridget Fortune. And a Big Game Hunter that we can buy for 1 experience to discard any minor horror, but we have to pay 1 experience to use it. I long for the days when a charging elephant was all I had to worry about. So let's meet our character now that I'm thinking about it. We've got the Thief, which her power costs 0 experience to use. And magic items with a cost of 3 or more cost 2 less. Nothing in moderation. Richard Johnson III. So we are going to pay the 2 experience to both recruit the Big Game Hunter and pick up the Elder Sign. Alright, we would go through the Awaken Horrors step, but there are no horrors out right now. Then we go through Sanity Loss. If there are any horrors awake, we either lose that much sanity or slay a follower. I am also still learning this game, by the way. I probably should mention that. Okay. Then combat, we can fight back. So I'm going to send this one over. So we're going to go attack... When do we have the option to try to use the combo? Or try to use the ability? I believe we can use it in any order. So I think we're going to go attack on Cthulhu's board first, and I'll use Cthulhu over here. This Cthulhu's friendly, this one is not. So the way we're going to resolve the attack is we're going to take our 3 dice. I should be able to get to a value of 7, which is what I need on 3 dice. If I roll a 1 on this die, I believe it's only the green die, or the red die, yes. So on the red die, if I roll a 1, I would suffer a wound. So I'd either have to set aside a green die at the end of the combat phase or slay a follower. Okay, just making sure of everything here. I do want to make sure you can only use a card's ability during your combat step. So we are in the combat step right now. We're targeting the board. Now we're going to roll for our first attack. Let's see if we can get at least a 7 on these dice. Oh, easily. That'll turn into an 8, so we have just defeated the Lampefts on Cthulhu's board. We don't need the reroll there. Then we go through outcome. We would check for defeat first to see if anything's woken up. Nothing has. Then we would check for victory to see if we've gone through the deck with certain other conditions met. And there are 4 few minions on all cult boards and no awake horrors. I'm surprised gates don't run interference on that, but anyway, that's all there is to the Cards of Cthulhu. Excuse me. So now we loop back through into a new turn. I'll bring Cthulhu over to the side of the board. I've got my 4 cards ready, but I want to see if I can... It is a little bit of a breezy day, and I wanted to let some fresh air in, but I want to see if I can try to brace the curtains so the curtains don't blow open on me. Let's take a look at what we've got here. 1, yikes. 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh. So we have to draw another card because of the... We also gain 1 experience for the... We also gained 1 experience for defeating the Lampefts. And because we drew a gate to Yog-Sothoth, we have to draw another card immediately, which is now the Necronomicon. So the gate goes to Yog-Sothoth. The yellow cultist goes to Chognar Faugan's board. The Migo goes to Cthulhu. And the Zathagora goes to Yog-Sothoth. So let's go through the cards. The cultist for Chognar Faugan. I don't have to outrun them. I just have to outrun you, Victor Bug. The Migo on Cthulhu's board. Let's find out why this book is forbidden. Lorenz Thor. And finally, on Zathagora, Nodens, protect your servant, Vince Hoffman. Okay, so we purchase. We don't have anything to purchase here. Actually, we do have the Necronomicon to purchase for 4 coins, which would cost 2 less to get. So we would be able to buy that for 2 coins, and then for 2, we could just discard any gate. Madness has always been man's destiny. Kimberly Majernik. So we will pay the 2 experience to get the Necronomicon. So we'll grab that. And then we're going to declare an attack on... We're going to declare an attack on Yog-Sothoth's board. Right there. I do have the special ability from the Big Game Hunter, so I will pay the experience to just discard Zathagora. Even though a 9 is very doable on 1 die, or on 3 dice. So I will get that experience right back. And I've actually got the cards that I could use as well, but I'm through the purchase step already. Which cards in the discard pile also count as experience, I believe. I thought I was seeing something in here where they did count as experience in a way. Here we go. And instead of using the coins, you can also collect cards. No, okay. So never mind. They don't count as additional experience. So that needs to go back to the discard pile. So we've done combat. We don't need to worry about any rerolls. Outcomes are all clear. So now we go to draw cult cards, which means we have to draw 5 cards now because we've got the gate to Yog-Sothoth out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. A little bit wider variety of monsters. So looking at the Bayaki that's going to go to our Wasa's board, Hell is empty and all the devils are here. Rick Thompson. Oh, that's just great. And then a cultist leader going up to Arwasa as well. I fear my current line of inquiry may be my undoing. Michael Hicks. Then we've got Lampefts going to Chognar Foggin's board. May God show me mercy, for this thing surely will not. Dan Adamski. And then we've got Bayaki going to Yog Sothoth. I dreamed last night of winged things. Ruth McGee. And a cultist leader. Because the songs in my head asked me to. T. Braun. I think the attack here is going to go to our Wasa's board. Because we are starting to get a little bit dangerously high on minions on our Wasa's board. I could potentially discard my experience to get rid of one of those minions, but I think I'd rather spend the experience to give myself a spirit die. Actually, putting these in here was a bad idea, so I'm going to put those to the front of the dice tower. We'll do it that way. So we need a 5 on the cultist leaders and a 3 on the Bayaki. And that's total. We could spend multiple dice to get to one of those results. Except we won't need to, so we'll be able to put all of the dice we need on 3 of the minions. So we can put 1 on the cultist leader, we'll put a 6 there, a 4 on the Bayaki, and another 6 on the cultist leader. So everything on our Wasa's board is all clear, which means we'll get 3 experience from that. I blew through the Awakened Horrors and the Sanity Loss because none of that's relevant. So defeat check and victory check are likewise irrelevant. 3 experience, and we do have the ability to discard that gate to Yog Sothoth, which may be my next order of business. But let's see what we get for our next draw of cult cards. Actually, I'm going to put these over here since I'm going to put the green Cthulhu, put the good Cthulhu to the side of the board, facing the board I'm attacking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we've got a doctor that we can pick up for no experience. 2 to heal a wound. I'll need my medical bag to treat something like this. Then we've got a pair of deep ones going to Chognar Foggin's board. Sanity and reality are not really compatible. Eric Wilkinson. And looks like the art by Arne Backavold. So those are going up to Chognar Foggin. And the legging spider going to Yog Sothoth. The end is nigh. Run while you still can. Let's see. So I will... Well, I'm definitely going to buy the Disruption Ritual for 1, which will let me draw 1 less cult card this turn. Non-Euclidean geometry has practical applications. Zoe Brain. And then the doctor that I can recruit for free, but it costs 2 to let me heal a wound. So I'm going to move up to Chognar Foggin's board. We'll attack there. I'll use the Big Game Hunter to spend an experience to discard the Lampefts, since trying to get a 7 with the other dice that we've got going on is a pretty big ask. So, yeah. Definitely want to keep that at bay. And then we've got... Do I need a spirit die? Yes, let's grab a spirit die just to be on the safe side here. Trying to keep Chognar Foggin's board at bay and under control. Okay, well, let's see what we can do here. We do have rerolls, and I believe only 1's on the... Can't reroll dice that rolled a 1. Alright, so I'm definitely not going to reroll the... Well, I'm going to put the 6 on... I'm going to put the 6 on a deep one, and I'll put 2 of the 1s on the cultist. So those 2 will be defeated. I will gain 2 experience for that. I think Yog Sothoth is probably going to be where we go to try to keep things under control next. Spirit die can go back to the supply. Outcome, nothing happening there. So the big game hunter will unexhaust, and we've got another 5 cards that we're drawing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Okay. This is going to be interesting. Uh-oh. Now we've got problems. So now we've got the sort of the Crusader that we're going to have to let go. This would cost 5 experience to get, but we'd be able to roll a spirit die for free each turn. Trust in powers you do not understand. Malcolm Reynolds. The Ritualist we're probably going to pick up, though. For 1 experience. Cost of 0. Move any minion with a value of 2 to 4 to any cult boards. I will remove this obstacle from your path. Then we've got our major horrors. Then we've got our horrors here. We've got 2 minors and a major horror. First we've got Sabaoth the Elder going to Cthulhu's board with a 2 dice combo. What that means is we need either doubles or a run to defeat these horrors. The strong did what they could, and the weak suffered what they must. Joseph Schultz. He'll go face down on Cthulhu's board. Welcome in, Jester. You're just in time to watch me put out 3 horrors on various boards. We've got Nathyadik going to Chognar Foggin's board. Well, this could be a problem. Jason Schwartz. Thanks for the obvious news there, Jason. Of course, you had no way of knowing when you came up with the flavor text that we were going to be watching things go haywire here. And then Nioth Korgai going to Arwasa's board, which is a 3 dice combo. Put down your weapons, boys. It's time to give these scrolls a try. Darton Kendrick. Okay, and I will pick up the ritual. I will pick up the Ritualist for 1 experience. Was reading the Horn of Africa rules, getting ready to play that game. Nice. All right, so the Sword of the Crusader, unfortunately, is going the way of my love life, and we'll pick up 1 experience since we weren't able to purchase that. Given that the coast is... Well, we go through Awakened Horrors. The minor horrors would need 2 minions to wake up. We've only got 1 right now on both Cthulhu and Chognar Foggin's board, so we're clear there. The major horror on Arwasa's board would take 3 minions to wake up, so we're even more clear there. Now we have to go to combat. I do want to go... We are going to go after Yog-Sothoth's board here on this turn. With 3 minions there, I want to try to get that board clear before things start going haywire on us. Because if we end a turn with 5 minions on a board, we lose. I'll spend an experience to the big game hunter, which I'll immediately I'd get back to discard the Lang Spiders. And then I've got my 3 dice, and I think I'll be fine without any spirit dice, because I only need a 3 on the Bayaki and a 5 on the Cultist Leader. I see a 3 on one of my health dice, and a 5 on the combat die. So that means both the Bayaki and the Cultist Leader go away. I'll get 2 experience back, plus the 1 from the Big Game Hunter, getting rid of 1. That'll bring me up to a total of 3 experience. Then we go through the outcome checks. We're all clear there. We'll unexhaust the Big Game Hunter. We'll bring Green Cthulhu out of the way. In case, I don't know if you were around for the intro, Jester, but my new buddy that I picked up from my local game store, Green Cthulhu, is what I'm using to mark the board that I'm attacking on. So, this Cthulhu's friendly, this one is not. Just in case you're wondering what the Crochet Cthulhu is doing on the board. Getting 5 cards here, let's see what we've got. We've got a Beast in the Pit, which is a major horror going to Chognar Foggin's board. Deep One's going to Arwasa. Bayaki going to Cthulhu. Migo going to Arwasa. Uh-oh, this could be a problem. And Lampeft going to Arwasa's board. Jeez Louise. Alright, so Beast in the Pit is going to be a major horror. And then the Bayaki going on Cthulhu's board. Spend to case haste. Oh, performing a second attack, probably for hurry. Yeah, I think we're probably going to have to do that this turn, so I will... let me just make sure... Yes, I've got a few followers that I can slay, so... I'll spend the 2 experience, so I've got a haste attack available to me. And I'm going to assume that's on the same board. So yeah, we're gonna have to keep a very careful eye on that. And I've got another arrow that I'm going to use to mark when I've purchased a spell. So now we go through the Awaken Horrors step of the turn. So since we've got 3 minions on the board, on Arwasa's board, Nyath Korgai wakes up. 2 horrors on Cthulhu, 2 minions on the Cthulhu's board means, yep, I was getting to that one as well. Sabaoth the Elder now wakes up on Cthulhu's board. So we immediately either discard a horror equal to the combo value on the most powerful horror, or we slay a follower. In this case, we've got a major horror awake, so we are going to slay a follower. We will have to slay the ritualist. Let's see, then the attack here, this is bad. I think the attack here is going to go... We're going to have to go up to Arwasa's board, I think, to try to get rid of that major horror. Because I don't want to keep losing a lot of sanity there, although we've still got a minor horror that I can probably deal with. So... Yeah, I know I can't allow those horrors to wake up, but the problem is I've already got 3 minions on Arwasa's board. So if we get 2 more out, I'll have to commit to going up to that board again. Yeah, I think there's just been... Well, I picked it up, but I obviously didn't make it because my arts and craft skills don't go that far. So, yeah, I think we're going to stick with the attack on Arwasa, but I have a feeling we're just up a creek right now. So I will cast Spirit Die to gain 1 die for this attack. I'll have to have a Spirit Die ready for the next attack. So now we can't reroll 3s either, because on a 1 to 3 we take wounds now, but we need runs to be able to get rid of Nyath Korgai. Actually, we need a 3 run to get rid of that, so we're very much in trouble right now. Let's see, so we've got, that 3 is bad. So we've got a 3 on the red die, which is going to cause a wound, and I can't re-roll the 1 either. So yeah, so I can't re-roll the 1 or the 3s. Do I roll? I have to roll the 5. I'm going to have to re-roll the 5 most likely, so I can try to get a 3 dice combo and get rid of the. So I can get 3 of a kind to try to get rid of the. Try to get rid of Nyath Korgai. Although actually a 2 would work for that as well, because a run is also a combo, so I will re-roll that. That's a 6 though, so we're not able to do anything with that, which means I have to slay a follower. I'll get rid of the doctor. This is the first attack, so I still have a second attack available. I probably can use the big game hunter to get rid of a minion, so I will, to get rid of the... I also do have to set aside a health die, so yeah, we're up a creek here. I'll spend an experience for another spirit die. I think going up and going after the... the experience was to get rid of a minor... of a minion, so we'll get rid of the... Oh, no, that's actually to discard a minor horror. I've been doing the big game hunter wrong all game. So I guess we'll use that to get rid of Sabaoth the Elder. At least I assume that's not going to be on my board. Let me look that up. At least I don't have to. I don't think I have to discard that on. Can be on any cult board. So yeah, we'll get rid of Sabaoth the Elder, which will give me 1 experience. Actually, that would give me 2 experience, I think. Actually, let me make sure slaying is not the same as... Let me make sure that to discard any 1 minor horror. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about... What the... Alright, so I'm presuming that discard and defeat are the same thing. So yeah, I've been doing the Big Game Hunter wrong all game, but we're still very much up a creek without a paddle here, to put it mildly. Okay, we can roll. We'll have to roll the green die and hope for a 3 there, but we can't re-roll the... We can't re-roll the 1 on the spirit die, so we have to re-roll the green, and we get a 6, so we're not able to... So now we've lost the green die. That was a really bad idea, going after our Wassa. So now we only have the body die available, the combat die available to us. This is bad. Another 5 cards coming out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what we've got here. We've got the Psychiatrist, the Gate to Cthulhu, which is going to draw 2 Gates to Cthulhu, a Shoggoth going to Chognar Foggen, and I blew through the... Discard doesn't allow you to earn XP. Okay. I wasn't completely sure about that because the rule book was not clear on that. So... yeah, we've got 2 more cards that I have to draw because of 2 more Gates to Cthulhu. And we've got the Necklace of the Veil and the Cursed Cubes. And I unfortunately can't pay the experience for the Cursed Cubes. So, yeah, we're going to have to let the Psychiatrist go. The Necklace of the Veil will have to go as well. The Cursed Cubes are going to force me to not do any rerolls. And these 2 monsters are the Migo and the Shoggoth are going to Chognar Foggen's board. So I will get 1 experience though for... Actually, I get 2 experience, 1 for the Psychiatrist and 1 for the Necklace of the Veil. So I technically could pay the 2 experience to do rerolls, but I don't think it really matters here. So yeah. We'll move that over to... we do suffer a sanity loss though, so we'll discard the Big Game Hunter. And then we'll move over to... Oh, so we actually wake up both of these horrors, and now I think we are just screwed. Do we have to spend experience equal to the greatest cost, correct? Yes. So we'd have to pay 3 experience because we've got 2 major horrors awake. But because of that, because we don't have enough experience to pay, and we don't have a follower to slay, we go insane and lose the game. Delightful, but I was playing the Big Game Hunter as a minion wrong the whole time, so I think we're going to shuffle up and run that back again. This was actually pretty quick, even though it ended up going completely haywire on us. So I'm going to put the stream into intermission while I reshuffle the deck, and we'll try this again, see if this goes any better. I will still be interacting with chat, though. So let's go there. At first few glances with this one, I don't really mind it too much, just because it does seem like it plays fairly quickly, even if things are going completely haywire on us. But... maybe we'll try... we'll stick with a thief for this one. I was thinking about maybe trying a different investigator, but I think we'll just stick with a thief for this one. Oh, the Gate of Yog-Sothoth should be in the deck as well. All right. I may have at least one more game stream later tonight as well, but I have not decided about that. I definitely want to make sure I leave myself enough time tonight to be able to set up for tomorrow's video. Yeah, I kind of noticed that I've got to use the XP to try to keep the boards under control. Usually it's by getting the spirit dice. And if a... But sometimes I might need a haste there. Yeah, those horrors are the biggest problems, and I think I made a major mistake going after Arwasa when I did, but I didn't really think I had a choice in the matter on when I had to go after Arwasa. And hopefully I'll actually remember to pay attention to the big game hunter when I can use that to discard a minor horror rather than minions as I was doing. Whoops, silly me. Okay, and we're back. So let's try that again with lasting a little bit longer this time, shall we? Starting off with 4 cards already, right away. We've got a gate to our Wasa already, and a major horror going up to Chognar Foggin's board already. And we've got a cultist leader going up to our Wasa. Okay. So we're sticking with the thief for this one. Magic items with a cost of 3 or more cost 2 less to play. Let's see. So now we've got these back again. I think I'm going to go up to our Wasa's board this time because being able to keep a minor horror from just coming out and waking up right away seems like a pretty good plan. We blew through the Awakened Horrors because we only have the major horror on Chognar Foggin's board right now. We don't have any sanity loss, and we decided to target our Wasa's board. I think we're going to pay an experience to get a spirit die. I think we're going to buy a spirit die for this attack. And then when can I cast Seal Gate? Is that just an anytime? Because I may want to just seal that gate for experience we start with. I did make sure I double checked that when I was setting up. Let's see. Takes effect when you purchase it. So I think I will pay the 3 experience now to seal off that gate to our Wasa. And that's going to give me 1 experience back. So we'll pull the 1 experience over, and I'll see if I can get some good rolls. I need a 2 on the cultist and a 5 on the cultist leader. Except for the Tycoon. The Tycoon actually starts with 8 experience, and the only reason I see that is because I'm looking at his card right on top of the Investigator stack. So fortunately, I rolled a 1 on one of my health dice, but it's only a 1 on the combat die, the red die, that matters. So I did roll a 4 and a 5, which I will use to take out both minions on Arwasa's board. I don't need the reroll there, but I will get 2 experience back for that. Outcome check is not a thing here, because we don't have either defeat or victory. So now we're back to drawing cult cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got a gate to Yog-Sothoth. And drawing for that is an unspeakable horror, Mappa no Ruijin. That will go up to Chognar Foggin's board. The Bayaki will go up there as well. Then we've got a soldier that we can buy for 1 experience. Sidearm to discard any minion with a value of 2 or 3. And the Cursed Temple, slay a follower. Slay a follower or use no magic spells this turn. Yeah, so we can't use magic spells this turn. And I think we'll let the soldier go... Let's see. So the soldier gives us 1 experience back. Spend experience to get rid of that major horror. Is that just for buying? Is that just for buying? Oh, we can't use any spells this turn because of the cursed temple, and spirit die is a spell. So, awaken horrors. Before I ended my first turn, I could have spent experience to cast haste to remove that major horror from Chognar Foggin's board. Right. Well, I only had the 3 experience at the time, and I think you only get experience after each attack is over. So, yeah, it's a little late to worry about that now. But I think that'll probably be our next order of business. I will move up to Chognar Foggin's board, though, to try to keep the minions up there clear. Mainly because I don't want those minions to start piling up. I'll try to remember that for next turn, though, especially if we get a few minions up there. And we rolled a 1 on the combat die. That's not good. But I did roll a 5, so I can defeat the Bayaki for 1 experience. But I do have to take a wound from that, so I'll have to set aside the health die that I just rolled. But I do get an experience back for that. Let's see. So we've gone through combat. Outcome check still not a thing. So now my next order of business probably will be to try to get rid of that. One of those horrors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what all we've got here. Migo going to... We've got a couple Migo going up to Arwasa's board. Lang Spider's going to Yog-Sothoth. Deep One's going to Cthulhu's board. And the Ritualist. Move any minion with a value of 2 or 4 to any cult board. I think I will go ahead and pick him up for 1 experience. Then I'm going to pay 3 experience to gain that health die back. And I'm going to move... Ugh, this is bad. Do I want to move down to Cthulhu's board, or do I want to move down to Arwasa's board? I think we're going to move to Cthulhu's board first to accumulate a little bit of experience before I go after Arwasa next turn. Let me just make sure if I use... Oh, this is perform an attack on any cult board. So we actually might use haste or hurry to move up to Chognar Foggin's board. Let's see what happens here. We get... Wow, that would have taken out a major horror on Chognar Foggin's board, but as it is, we'll blast both of the minions on Cthulhu's board to gain the 2 experience, and we'll immediately spend that 2 experience to make an attack up on... To make another attack up on Chognar Foggin's board. We'll spend the last experience to get a spirit die. Right. Look at this. I just want to make sure that we can take out a sleeping horror here in the same way. You must place dice equal to the horror's combo value. So we would need 3 dice here and 4 dice here to take the unspeakable horror out. Does that need the combos as well, or does it just place any dice up there? Well, the problem with moving a minion over there is there are 2 problems with that. I can only move minions of a value 2 or 4, and the Migos are 6, and the Lang Spiders are 8. So I wouldn't have been able to do anything with those anyway. But that doesn't solve the question of slaying sleeping horrors. Looks like any 3 dice. Okay, so any dice. Alright, let's see what happens with the... Let's see what happens here. Oh, for crying out loud. So we place a... Use any dice. So I do have to suffer a wound after this, but I will put... Do I want to put 3, all 4 dice on the unspeakable horror to get rid of that, or 3, or just 3 to get rid of the major horror? I think we'll put all 4 on the unspeakable horror to get rid of that one, which will give me 4 experience for slaying that. But I do have to suffer a wound. I'll have to set aside one of my health dice. Spirit die goes there. I can then spend 3 experience to get the healing die back. Right? More than once per turn. Yes, so I will spend 3 experience to immediately cast healing to get that health die back. Then we blow through the outcome again, and we're checking on dice again, or checking on cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yikes. Alright, so we've got 2 minions going up to Chognar Foggin's board. We've got a deep one going up to Arwasa, along with a minor horror that's going to flip up on us, and a cultist leader moving to Cthulhu's board. We have nothing to purchase, so we blow through that. Awaken Horrors flips up Arwasa, or flips up the minor horror on Arwasa's board. We have sanity loss to go through, so we either have to slay a follower or spend the 2 experience. We don't have the 2 experience to spend, so we will have to slay the ritualist, unfortunately. And our main order of business here is we need to make a beeline for Arwasa's board to try to get rid of Cthulhu. God, that evokes memories from my World of Warcraft days. Although I never did fight Cthulhu in vanilla WoW. So I'm definitely going to need a spirit die because I need a 2 dice combo to take out Cthulhu. So unfortunately, I am going to be fresh out of dice at this point, but I need to get rid of that Cthulhu now, because if I don't, then on the next Awaken Horrors check, I am going to lose the game because I don't have, because I won't have a follower to slay at that point, and I'm out of experience. And of course we might actually be able to work with this. So I do need... Actually, I can use the 3-4 on Cthulhu. I can't reroll the 1. And I don't think I want to... Yes, I know I've got to stop rolling a 1 on the body die and taking a wound. Fortunately, I rolled a 1 on the spirit, on one of the health dice. So, no problem there. So I will use the 3 and the 4 to take out Cthulhu, which will give me 2 experience, and then that should free me to use the red 4 to take out the deep one, so that'll give me a total of 3 experience back. Which I might immediately want to spend the 3 to make actually it would be 2 to make another attack. Which I think I will do that. So those are gone. And I will actually spend the 2 experience to go to cast Hurry to make another attack on Chognar Foggin's board. I'll spend the experience to get the spirit die again. This time I need a 5 and a 9 total. Cost of haste is 2 experience. So So I got 3 experience back from dealing with the minions on our Wass's board. It was 2 to cast haste and 1 to gain a spirit die. So I'm cleaned out of experience again. Fortunately, the major horror on Chognar Foggin's board is not awake yet, which maybe blasting that instead might be a better idea. Let's see what happens on the roll, though. Let's see, that's a 2 on the... So this is a decision. I rolled a 2 on the red die, so I don't take a wound. So I don't take a wound because the major horror is not awake yet. I do have enough to take out... Either take out both minions... Actually, I could take out... Actually, if I do it this way, if I take the 2 and the 2 on the red die... and the 2 4s, I could take out the major horror while it's sleeping. Then the 6 could go on the cultist leader and take that out. And we had a lot of Chognar Foggin's board under control. That will give me, and I think that's what I'm going to do. That'll give me a total of 4 experience. Seems like a way better play to make than trying to get cute and seeing if I can blast Zathagora as well. So that's it for the turn. Once again, no outcome check's a problem there, and we're drawing cult card. Actually, before we go through the outcome check, excuse me. No, I think we're going to leave the gate out there for now. So we are drawing cult cards. I'm probably going to need the experience to make extra attacks anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so we've got a cultist leader going up to our Wass's board, a Bayaki going to Yog-Sothoth, 2 more minions to Cthulhu's board, and we've got a priest that we can buy for 1 experience, and that would let me reroll spirit die 1s, which I think I will grab. So I'll grab the priest. And where do I want to attack? Let's go... We've got our Wassa with 2 6s and a 5. Cthulhu's got a 5, a 3, and a 6. Let's go to Cthulhu's board first. I can theoretically accumulate more experience there, and then use that to go after our Wassa's board. I'll spend one experience to get a spirit die. And now the priest lets me reroll spirit die 1s. Lets me reroll white 1s. Let's see what we can do with this. Well, I can do a reroll on this white 1. I like everything else I see here so far. Let's see if I can make this white die better. Serviceable, I think. Yeah, actually, that's just perfect. So I'll use the green 5 on the cultist leader, then the red 3 on the Bayaki, then the 4 and the 2 against the Migo, and I'll take everything out there, which will give me 3 more experience, 2 of which I'm going to throw into a haste to make a second attack on our Wassa's board. Then I'm going to spend my 3 experience to get all 3 spirit dice that I can buy. Mainly because I want to blast that board and try to keep it under control. So we need 2 6s and a 5 because we've got 2 Migo and a cultist leader out there. Okay, which I think we can work with that. So we've got a 6 on the green die, which will go against one of the Migo. A 2 and a 4, which will go against the other Migo, and a 2 and a 3, which will take out the cultist leader. So that'll give me 3 experience back and clear our Wassa's board again. Okay. And I still don't think I need to seal this gate yet, so we'll leave it there for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what we've got here. We've got the Elder Sign coming back. We've got a gate to Chognar Foggin. Yikes. we may need to start babysitting some of these gates. And we've got a Bayaki going to Yog-Sothoth. So we've got 2 minions going up to Chognar-Foggen, another minion going up to Arwasa, and an Elder Sign, which... We don't have any horrors up right now. And I think I'm going to let that go. I probably need the experience way more anyway. So I will take the experience from letting the Elder Sign go. Then I'm going to move down to Yog-Sothoth's board with the exact same plan of going up to Chognar-Foggen that I had by starting on Cthulhu's board and moving up to Arwasa last turn. I'll spend 2 experience to get 2 spirit dice back, to get 2 spirit dice again. And I've got spirit die 1s that I can reroll. Okay, can we work with this? I think the answer there looks to be, if we use the 4, looks to be yes. We can actually work with that completely. So we'll use the red 4 and the white 6, and then we'll use the 2 green dice to get rid of the Lang Spiders, so we'll get 3 more experience back. Okay. I didn't need any of the rerolls there. Then I'll spend 2 experience to cast another haste to move up to Chognar-Foggen's board, and I'll use all 3 experience to get... I think I want spirit dice here. Yeah. So we'll get all 3 spirit dice on this attack. So let's see what we can do here. And assuming I'm able to get all 3 experience, I'll clear one of these gates. There's a 1. That's a problem, but I do have a spirit die 1 that I can re-roll. Alright, so that turned into a 2. Not much better. But we'll start off with a 6 and a 3 against Zethagora. We've got a 3 and a 1 that I can use against the deep ones, and a 6 against the Migo. So I do have to set aside a health die. But I get to defeat all of these, and I get 3 experience back, which I'm going to use the 3 experience, I think, to clear a gate. So I'll clear this gate to Chognar-Foggen, which will give me 1 experience back. I was debating between that and healing, but right now the board is pretty quiet, I think. As soon as I say that, I'm going to get overrun, though. Again, outcome check, I can skip right through, and we're drawing cult cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another gate to Chognar-Foggen, because of course, and we've got another minion going to Yog-Sothoth. We've got a minion going up to Chognar-Foggen. And then the Lamp Efts going to Yog-Sothoth. The Temple of Light would let me draw and discard 2 cards. I'm going to let that go. I'm going to let that go for an experience. Then we're going to move to... Let's move over to Yog-Sothoth. And I'll spend the 2 experience to get 2 spirit dice. Just because I know I'm going to need help on this attack. I need a 4, a 6, and a 7. Oops, that one went out of the tower. That's a 1, so I can't re-roll that. So I can put the 4 on the deep ones, and I'll put the 7 on the Lamp Efts to get rid of that. So that'll give me at least 2... That'll give me 2 experience back. Do I want to try to make a second attack here? I think the answer right now is really no, I don't need to. Plus, I'd rather have the experience so I can potentially clear one of these gates out. So we blow through all of that, and then we're drawing cult cards again. We're back up to drawing 6 again, since we drew another gate to Chognar Foggen. 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't count today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, yikes. Alright, so Nath Yiddick goes up to Chognar Foggen's board. We've got 3 minions going to Cthulhu. We've got God of the Red Flux going to Yog-Sothoth's board. And we've got a Cursed Scroll. So I either have to pay 2 experience or draw 3 cult cards. And I think... This is really bad. I think here... Do I let the 3 cult cards go, or... Because the problem is 3 cult cards, if at least 2 of them come out to be Cthulhu, I basically have to go babies... I'm basically committing to go babysit on Cthulhu's board this turn with some pretty tough minions as it is. So I think here we are going to pay the 2 experience to keep from drawing... Well, the thing is, our Wasa, the other 3 boards are pretty well under control right now. Do I take a chance on getting more Cthulhu minions, or do I keep this under control now? Because the problem is, the other problem I'm facing is I'm only going to have 2 dice at whatever board I go to attack, because I rolled another red 1 on my last turn. I think I need the experience too much. I'm gonna let the Cursed Scroll go off. So we'll let that go off, and we'll draw 3 cult cards. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we kind of got away with one there. The cultist goes up to Arwasa's board. We've now got a major horror on Yog-Sothoth's board, and we've got another minion on Chognar Foggen's board. I still think the play might be to go babysit on Cthulhu's board, and then spend my 2 experience to get... Oh, I do get 1 experience for dealing with that curse card. Okay, so I guess that begs the question of, do I heal, or do I just buy spirit dice? I think I'm going to buy spirit dice here, and hope that I get enough experience to be able to try to do some healing this turn. And remember, I can reroll spirit die 1s. Let's see here. Criminy. Well, I can definitely deal with the... I can deal with the length spiders with that roll. What am I able to re-roll? I believe I can re-roll anything except 1s or wounds. I cannot re-roll 1s or wounds. So I will go ahead and re-roll these. Because I want to try to be able to deal with at least one of these bigger minions. Ideally both, but I know that's a huge ask. And we didn't get that. So I will deal with the Lang Spider and the Lampefts. So I'll get 2 experience back. And do I want to try to make another attack this turn? The only problem is, the only other board I'd want to attack right now is Yog-Sothoth, but I don't have enough experience to defeat either of those horrors. So I think I'm going to let the second attack go. That goes there. Then I blow through the outcome check again. And we're back into a new turn. So we're still drawing 6 cards here. At least we're not in danger of just losing the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, we've got 1, 2, yikes, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got, and we've got a Cthulhu gate, because of course we do. Cultist, going over to Yog-Sothoth. We've got some big minions going out. We've got a Shoggoth up to Chognar-Foggin, and one to Cthulhu, and an Unspeakable Horror to our Wasa's board, and a Potion of Wisdom for 1. Discard to pay an experience cost. So theoretically, I could buy that, and then immediately discard it to pay the experience cost for healing. Let me just check that out, but... But the way I'm reading that, that's kind of what I'm getting out of that. May discard this card to pay for a spirit... Pay the experience cost for a sanity loss. Oh, to pay for any 1 experience cost. So it's saying in here, I could discard that to pay for a spirit die, to pay the experience cost for a sanity loss, or to use a follower's ability. It just says pay for any experience cost. So is there a reason I couldn't... Yeah, I'm getting to that in a second. So Chognar-Foggin's board is going to flip over, but I'm deciding if I want either of these cards. I think the Thief is going to go away. Actually, I can pick up the Thief and then immediately slay her as a follower. Wait, are we able to recruit ourselves? Well, maybe a second Thief is thematically how that works, but... Let's see, purchase items and followers. Yep. Okay, so it looks like we are able to pick that up, but I'm still deciding what I want to do with the Potion of Wisdom. I think we're going to have to... The way the example reads, it says you can use it... The way the example reads in the rule book, it says you can pay that for something that costs 1 experience. I don't think there are any followers whose abilities cost more than 1 experience, or any character. So 1... Nope, there is a 3 for the Big Game Hunter. So... Use a follower's ability. I think all the followers cost 1, so... Cost 1 to activate, so yeah, it looks like we can only use that to pay a 1 experience cost. I will have to let that go, but I'll get an experience back for that. Then we're into the Awakened Horror step, and the Minor Horror on Chognar-Foggin's board flips over into Noth-Yiddick. We need a 2-dice combo to defeat that. So for the sanity loss, I will slay the Thief that I picked up. And then we'll move up to... I think we got to move up to Chognar-Foggin to try to get rid of that Unspeakable Horror, or that Minor Horror. I will pay the 3 experience to heal again. I need a 2-dice combo to get rid of Noth-Yiddick. I do have a reroll available, but I have to be very careful because 1s and 2s I can't reroll on this board. And I need a run of some kind. Okay, so that actually works out. Unfortunately, the 2, that is a 2, because of course it is. But I can use the 1 and the 2 to get rid of Noth-Yiddick, and then the 3 to get rid of the Cultist. So that'll give me a total of 3 experience. But it will make me set aside one of my health dice, but I'll immediately spend that 3 experience to get that health die back. So it essentially does nothing there. And I don't have the experience to pay for a hurry, so we go through outcome check, we're all clear there, and we're drawing cards again. We've got 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, we've got a minion going up to Chognar-Foggin's board, an Unspeakable Horror going to Cthulhu's board. Cursed Cubes, I'll deal with that in a second. The Deep One's going up to our Wasa's board. The Psychiatrist and the Bayaki going to Cthulhu's board. I'm going to let the Psychiatrist go because I don't have the experience to pay for him. And then I have to deal with the cursed cube, so I'm not doing rerolls this turn. I do get an experience back for that, which I could use to grab the psychiatrist, but I think the spirit die is probably just more important on this. So I'm going to have to go up and... Do we go... We don't have any horrors awake, fortunately. Do I go try to deal with that one on Yog-Sothoth's board? This is quite the dilemma on this one. I think we're going to go... We also have 2 boards at 3 minions. So I think we're going to start on our Wasa's board with the plan of, if we get enough experience, going to try to deal with something on Chognar Foggin's board right away. I'll pay the experience to get a spirit die. And there's also the option, if all my rolls are complete garbage, I could just wipe out the unspeakable horror and be done with that. But let's see what happens here. Let's see, so we've got 2... Actually, we could just... I think we're just going to clear the board completely. So we'll use the green 2 on the cultist. We've got one of our 4s for the deep one, and then a 3 and the 4 on the... What is that? The Lampefts. That'll get me 3 experience out of that. Do I use that to clear a gate, or do I make another attack? I think I will make another attack, and I'm going to use a spirit die with that. The only question is, which board am I going after? I think we're going to go after... I think we're going to go after Cthulhu's board, because it's a little easier to get at stuff over there. Yeah, the problem is, I feel like I see why the gates are a problem, but there's too many fires to put out here. I'm basically having to rely on the kills to get the experience I need. So yes, I know I'm very much down the rabbit hole. We rolled a 1 on the combat die, because of course we did. On the body die, because of course we did. I think we're going to use all 4 dice to wipe out the unspeakable horror. I do get 4 experience back for that, but because of that, is it either deal a wound or slay a follower? So I will slay the priest. So the unspeakable horror on Cthulhu's board is gone. I'm going to spend the 3 experience here. I'll get rid of this gate to Cthulhu, which will give me 1 experience back. Right, then outcome check's not a thing, so we're drawing cards again. We're drawing 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got oh yikes, and we've got a minor horror going right to Cthulhu's board. We've got a cultist leader there, also. Then we've got a red minion going to our Wasa's board. Cultist leader going up to Chognar Foggin. And we've got the doctor that we could pick up. We could also get the Sword of the Crusader. Yeah, we'll let the doctor go. Does all the experience get resolved at once? Yep. Okay, so we'll discard the doctor to gain... do we discard the doctor to gain the experience to buy the Sword of the Crusader? No, that's actually a terrible idea, because if we do that, we just lose the game. So we have to pick up the doctor so we have a follower to slay when the minor horror wakes up on Cthulhu's board. We'll have to let the Sword of the Crusader go, though. We'll get an experience for that. Then in the Awaken Horrors step, the Sabaoth the Elder wakes up on Cthulhu's board, then Sanity Loss slays the follower, and we basically... We're all but screwed at this point, to be perfectly honest. So we'll go to Cthulhu's board with the idea of using the experience to make a hurry attack on Chognar Foggin's board. I'll pay the... Yikes. Doesn't the doctor allow for heals? He does, but the problem is I had the sanity loss coming out, and I'm not wounded right now. I had the sanity loss from Sabaoth the Elder when he woke up, and that's either pay the experience or slay a follower. And I'm probably going to need the experience to A, make a decent attack on Cthulhu's board, and B, come up after Chognar Foggin's board, assuming I do decently well on Cthulhu's board, and I don't immediately need to babysit. So, yeah, I think we'll spend the experience to get a spirit die. Okay, we didn't roll a 1 on either of the body dice, which is very fortunate. So I can use a pair to get rid of Sabaoth the Elder, and then I've got a 4 and a 1 that I can use to get rid of the cultist leader, which will be 3 experience. Question is, do I take the 3 experience, or do I stick with my plan and use 2 of them to go on another attack? I think here we have to use the 2 experience to go on another attack up to Chognar Foggin's board. I can't let that get up to 5 minions. And I'll spend... Might as well be all 3 dice to get 3 spirit dice. All 3 experience to get 3 spirit dice. This way, if I get a decent amount of experience back, I can clear another gate. So that's something anyway. Okay, that's not complete rubbish, I don't think. We could go... I think we'll go... I think this is a roll we can probably work with. We don't have any wounds that we have to worry about, so let's go 6-4 on the Shuggoth to get rid of that. Then we'll do a 4... I want to get rid of as many minions as I can here. I think for volume, we go 4 on the Bayaki, and then a 5 on the cultist leader, so that'll give me another 3 experience, which I'll immediately spend to seal a gate. We'll seal the gate to Chognar Foggin. We didn't have any rerolls there. Actually, we did have a reroll that we could have used, so hold on a second before we discard all of that. I will use the reroll here, just to see if I can... Actually, I couldn't reroll the 1, so this would have had to be a 6. And it's not. So we will still get rid of the gate to Chognar Foggin for 1 experience. Alright, so now we're down to 1 minion on Chognar Foggin's board. We've got Cthulhu's board that is still very much a problem. But there's nothing I can do about that right now. So now we're back up to cult cards. We're only drawing 5 cards, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what we get here. 1, 2, 3, oh joy. 4, 5. We've got a big problem on our hands here. So, we'll go up we've got a minion going up to Chognar Foggin. Actually, we've got 2 minions going up to Chognar Foggin. Cultist leader over to Yog-Sothoth, which will awaken a major horror, another major horror. And then that one on Cthulhu's board. We'll discard the Necklace of the Veil to get an experience. But we've got 2 major horrors waking up. We've got a Beast of Averoin on Yog-Sothoth, and Zirin on Cthulhu's board. We'd have to pay 3 experience twice, but we don't have the 3 experience to pay for either one of them. And we don't have a follower to slay, so we go insane and we lose the game. Whew! And that will do it for this multiple playthrough of the Cards of Cthulhu. It's definitely a quick playing game, which very much helps in terms of how much I think I'm going to be getting this to the table. But man, that was brutal. So I did enjoy this one, and I was starting to figure out a little bit more of what to do with it. I do see this potentially being a fixture on the channel, but I'm going to take a little bit of a break from this one before it gets back to the table. So, yeah, I'm starting to ramble a little bit. I may try to get at least one more game to the channel later tonight, but I haven't decided either that or what it's going to be yet. As for what's scheduled on the channel for sure, tomorrow we're finishing the fall campaign in Astro Knight's Eternity, and we're also going to have Pinot with Phoenix on later for September 2024 tomorrow night. Tuesday we're starting my 1972 NFL replay in Momentum Football with Week 1 as the Buffalo Bills are hosting the New York Jets. Wednesday we're playing Aeon's End. I don't know if that's going to be streamed or recorded yet. I'm leaning toward recorded right now, but we'll see on that. Next week, we're in a new cookbook on mystical munchies, but I'll have more on that during Pinot with Phoenix. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care, everyone.